The Kenya Defence Forces space within the nation's security sphere is defined. The aspirations are deeply entrenched in its commitment to implement its mandate within the contemporary security environment. This year, the Kenya Defence Forces has executed its mandate in line to its core values, which have contributed to the milestones achieved so far. We take you through our milestones for 2022 as we continue to position ourselves as a mission-ready force. As part of modernization efforts of our physical infrastructure, KDF has made improvements to the welfare of soldiers and their families through the construction of DEFCO malls in various barracks across the country. This year saw the groundbreaking and opening of DEFCO malls, which include Defense Headquarters, Kahawa and Embakasi garrisons. Kenya Army Corps of Transport held a 4-day welfare seminar at Kahawa Barracks in Nairobi. The seminar themed Being Informed, Get Involved for Better Services was aimed at enlightening military officers and service members on existing welfare support within KDF for them and their families and determining how to best improve these services. The seminar concluded with a tree planting exercise within the barracks where over 5,000 assorted fruits and indigenous trees were planted. The Chief of the Defense Forces, General Robert Kiboshi, presided over the opening ceremony of the Military Intelligence Corps headquarters. Speaking during the event, the CDF asserted the need for capacity building of the Military Intelligence Corps, noting that no war can be won without provision of dependable intelligence. General Robert Kiboshi further commended the Corps for its continued dedication towards providing timely, accurate and actionable intelligence, even as the nature of national security threats keeps evolving. The United States Africa Command awarded 3 Kenya Defence Forces service personnel with the Joint Service Commendation Medals for their heroic actions during the 5th January 2020 Al-Shabaab attack at Manda Base in Lamu County.
The spirit of the Kenyan troops and you receiving this medal is representative of everyone who took part.
On the 22nd of March, Kenya Navy Major General Jimson Mutai presided over the reception of Exercise Jitegemee 23C training crew at the Kenya Navy Fleet Mkunguni Jetty in Tongwe, Mombasa County. Receiving the crew, Major General Jimson Mutai commended the team for successfully completing the training cruise, adding that the training marks a great milestone in shaping the careers of the officers and sailors. Improvement of the quality of healthcare and expansion of its accessibility to troops, veterans and their families has been integral in enhancement of mission readiness. In 2022, regional hospitals were constructed in various regions. One of the hospitals is the Isiolo Regional Hospital, which was inaugurated on April 7, 2022. Modernization has been integral in soldiers' growth and development. To this end, an ultra-modern sports complex, dubbed the Ulinzi Sports Complex, was launched on 13th April 2022. The complex is the home to various Kenya Defence Forces sports teams. Kenya Defence Forces gave full military honors to the late former President and Commander-in-Chief of the Defence Forces, Mwai Kibaki, during his state funeral on 29th April 2022. KDF was entrusted with the coordination, planning, security and the ceremonial arrangements of the funeral. The send-off program for Kenya's third president was largely a military affair, characterized by military etiquette. This is in line with military tradition to confer honor to a commander-in-chief of the defense forces. On the 28th of May 2022, the Kenya Defence Forces led by the Kenya Air Force entertained the general public in an exciting museum airshow festival held at Uhuru Gardens along Lang'ata Road in Nairobi. The airshow, led by Kenya Air Force in collaboration with Aero Club East Africa, included other participants like Phoenix Aviation Cessna Sovereign, Kenya Airways Embra 190 Flypast, among others. Daring aerobatics and extreme maneuvers were performed by various Kenya Air Force aircraft. Freefall by Green Eagles, among other notable displays of prowess, marked the airshow.
Bendera ya taifa letu la Kenya pamoja na bendera ya majeshi yetu ya ulinzi. Tuwape makofi wanapoondoka.
Over the years, Uhuru Gardens has been a camp of martyrs, a place of remembrance, an edited history, healing and renewal. After years of neglect, the historical grounds was closed and the military was tasked to undertake remodeling and renovations. The redeveloped and ultra-modern facility was opened to the general public on 31st May 2022. A gallery dubbed The Birth of Kenya shows the country's path to modernization, where a military gallery showcases military helicopters and other hardware the KDF has used to secure the country's borders from external aggression. The military plays a significant role during national holidays. Some of these activities include mounting guard of honor, trooping of the color, among other notable activities undertaken by the KDF during such events. KDF was part of this year's 59th Madaraka Day celebration held at Uhuru Gardens, Nairobi on 1st June. The event, whose theme was Pamoja Tusonge Mbele, resonated with KDF's commitment to national development. This year's holiday, led by the 17 Kenya Rifles, who trooped their color, saw the Kenya Defence Forces go all out in a colorful and powerful display of Kenya's military hardware to accompany the usual KDF parade. On the 1st July 2022, the Eldoret Regional Hospital, which was inspired by the desire of the KDF Command to bring closer high-quality specialized medical care to the service personnel and their families, was opened. Soldiers and their dependents will benefit from the 150-bed capacity hospital. KDF was part of a multi-agency framework deployed in the Laikipia Nature Conservancy in July 2022 as part of Return to Normalcy operation. The various interventions of KDF, which included construction of dams, water points for livestock, provision of medical care, and community engagements through barazas and sports activities, were integral in rebuilding lives and ending conflict in the region. KDF has also been deployed in more domestic peace restoration operations in Turkana and Baringo. As part of humanitarian civic assistance, KDF has continued to support locals in areas hard hit by drought through distribution of water and relief food. The headquarters of the Kenya Army Band and the Defence Forces School of Music in Lang'ata were opened on 29th July this year. These bands continue to inspire not only fellow troops but also the people of Kenya through entertainment. After successfully commissioning the Kisumu Shipyards Limited on the 2nd of August 2022, Kenya joined the ranks of countries with capacities to build ships after the successful flotation of the first Kenyan-made ship MV Uhuru II. The development of the Kenya Shipyards facilities and their full functioning capabilities is enabling building, maintenance and repair of ships. In addition, these new facilities contribute immensely to growth of marine commerce, boost revenue generation and foreign currency saving. In line to ensuring soldiers get responsive education and a training regime geared towards maintaining a mission-ready force, the National Defence University Kenya was inaugurated on 3rd August 2022. The university is now fully operational and has launched programs and admitted students in its various constituent colleges. The Vice Chief of Defense Forces Lieutenant General Francis Ogola flagged off a team of Kenya Defense Forces personnel deploying in the Democratic Republic of Congo DRC as part of the United Nations Organization Stabilization Mission MONUSCO. The Quick Reaction Force, comprising of over 200 KDF personnel, was flagged off at Embakasi Garrison after undertaking a 5-month rigorous pre-deployment training that was geared towards making them mission ready ahead of deployment. Construction of Lanet Regional Hospital kicked off on the 26th of August 2022, making it the 4th KDF Level 4 hospital of its kind. The facility is located at the Kenya Military Academy in Lanet, Nakuru County, and bears structural improvements drawn from the previous 3 hospitals, Nairobi, Isiolo, and Eldoret. KDF accorded final honors to the former President and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Uhuru Kenyatta, ahead of his retirement upon inauguration of the 5th President and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Honorable William Ruto. The former CNC was gifted 12 mementos of honor by retired military generals, Military Wives Association, serving soldiers, and the Ministry of Defense. The colorful farewell held on the 9th of September was characterized by messages of service, patriotism, and celebration. On the 13th of September 2022, the Kenya Defense Forces participated in the inauguration of Kenya's 5th President and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Dr. William Ruto, at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. KDF leadership and personnel drawn from the 3 services conducted various duties towards the success of the event. The Chief of Defense Forces, General Robert Kiboshi, facilitated the transfer of instruments of power to the outgoing CNC to hand over to the incoming Commander-in-Chief.
Rais mteule anapoapishwa hukabidhiwa zana mbili za mamlaka na uongozi kuashiria upito wa mamlaka. Zana hizo ni Katiba ya Jamhuri ya Kenya na kitara cha kijeshi, ukipenda Presidential Ceremonial Sword kwa kizungu.
Tumpongeze kwa makofi anapopokezwa Katiba ya Jamhuri ya Kenya. Asante.
Na ni dhahiri shahiri kwamba anakuwa amiri jeshi mkuu wa majeshi ya ulinzi ya Kenya.
His Excellency Honorable William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, flagged off a consignment of relief food to alleviate hunger in drought-stricken counties on September 26, 2022. KDF was part of the team that took part in the flagging off of 50 trucks carrying a total of 20,000 bags of rice and beans, as well as cooking fat and animal feeds targeted to the affected families. After a 2-year break of the Nairobi International Trade Fair caused by COVID-19 pandemic, the annual trade fair resumed on 26th September to 2nd October 2022. The Ministry of Defense took part in the exhibitions, where they scooped 12 awards out of 16 categories. Notably, the ministry emerged the best ministry stand at this year's event held at Jamhuri Showgrounds in Nairobi. The KDF band and troops also entertained guests as part of the Uniformed Forces Mass Band. On 13th October 2022, the Kenya Signals Company was handed the flag and deployed to the Democratic Republic of Congo as part of the United Nations Organization Stabilization Mission in DRC MONUSCO. The deployment came after the exemplary performance registered by the Kenya Quick Reaction Force Company troops, which had been deployed on 22nd August 2022 in Congo. The KDF Day has been observed since October 2012 following the launch of Operation Linda Nchi in October 2011 and is meant to commemorate the valor and sacrifice of fallen heroes. 14th October 2022 was the first KDF Day event presided over by the 5th President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces Honorable William Ruto. Key highlights of this year's KDF Day were Kenya Air Force aircraft static display, Kenya Army and Kenya Navy display stands at the Laikipia Air Base. His Excellency Honorable William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, presided over the official opening of the Formation Commanders Conference in Nairobi on the 18th of October 2022. Held annually, the Formation Commanders Conference brings together senior officers from KDF formations and provides a platform for sharing ideas and perspectives on diverse security issues impacting on Kenya's national defense and security. On the sidelines of the conference, the President commissioned the newly constructed Moran Center, an ultra-modern cyber command center that is meant to assist KDF in securing the cyberspace war domain. The Kenya Defense Forces joined Kenyans in celebrating heroes and heroines on Mashujaa Day, held at the historical Uhuru Gardens National Monument and Museum. 20th October 2022 national celebrations were presided over by His Excellency Honorable William Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces. The celebrations witnessed a flypast by Kenya Air Force aircraft showcasing their tactical capabilities. The new Cabinet Secretary for Defense, Honorable Aden Duale, took over the leadership at the Ministry of Defense from his predecessor, Honorable Eugene Wamalwa, at the Defense Headquarters in Nairobi on the 31st of October 2022.
So I'm coming to the Ministry of Defense and I want to ask everybody, both the civilian and our men in forces, that we at all times work towards making Kenya Defense Forces better day by day.
On the 2nd of November 2022, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, Honorable William Ruto, handed over the flag to the Kenyan contingent under the East African Community Regional Force.
The destiny of DRC is intertwined with ours. We all have a stake in a stable Democratic Republic of Congo.
The deployment of Kenyan troops to the Democratic Republic of Congo follows a decision endorsed and adopted by regional leaders at the 3rd East African Community Heads of State Conclave on Peace and Security in Eastern DRC held in Nairobi in June 2022. On the 3rd of November 2022, Kenya Defense Forces troops operating in Somalia under the African Union Transition Mission in Somalia undertook interventions aimed at improving livelihoods, such as conducting medical camps, donating foodstuff, among other projects. As part of enhancing and fostering good relations between Kenya and other states, various special representatives, ambassadors and dignitaries paid a courtesy call to the Cabinet Secretary for Defense, Honorable Aden Duale, at the Defense Headquarters Nairobi during the months of November and December. The leaders held discussions on various areas of mutual interest, including defense cooperation, defense engagements, and future areas of cooperation between Kenya and the individual nations. President William Ruto received donations to the National Drought Mitigation Appeal Fund on the 2nd of December 2022 from Kenya Defense Forces and other private sector players. Several organizations presented checks at State House to aid the country's drought relief efforts. KDF contributed 130,165,000 Kenyan shillings to the kitty. Later on in the day, the Defense Cabinet Secretary Honorable Aden Duale presided over the closing ceremony of a command post exercise at Gilgil Garrison in Nakuru. The exercise was part of a KDF programmed training cycle which aims at conceptualizing and preparing a mission-ready joint force command as well as training within a multi-agency framework. The training cycle is part of Kenya Defence Forces preparedness for operational readiness that entails a series of combined arms and joint team training, each suitably themed to address threats to Kenya's national interests. The Kenya Defence Forces took part in the 2022 Jamhuri Day celebration held at Nyayo Stadium. The event, whose theme was Connect, Innovate and Inspire, saw the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces hand over the colour to 23rd Mechanized Infantry Battalion. The battalion trooped their colour for the first time during the celebrations. To achieve these milestones, the Ministry of Defence, KDF leadership and other notable stakeholders have been instrumental in offering guidance and support to the soldiers. The soldiers' sacrifice has been evident in the execution of the KDF's primary and secondary mandates. The invaluable lessons learned over the years continue to shape the force, and KDF is strategically aligned to the demands of the nation and its people. The objective is to continue making Kenya Defence Forces modern, dynamic, effective, and an efficient mission-ready force. From KDF, we wish you happy holidays and a prosperous 2023.